Hello, grade 4. How are you? I hope to be well. Today we will start with Unit 10. Inshallah, will be the last unit. This unit is about space travel. Space travel. Space pioneer. What do you mean of pioneer? A pioneer, a person who is among the first to explore. رائد. أول شخص اكتشف أي شيء نحكي عنه pioneer. Yes. Valentina Tereshkova. It is a astronaut. What the meaning of an astronaut? The same with cosmonaut. Cosmonaut or astronaut. رائد الفضاء. So, Valentina Tereshkova, the first woman in space. The first woman in space. This picture shows Valentina in her space suit. Let's start here. Valentina Tereshkova was born on 6th of March 1937 near the city of Yugoslavia in western Russia. So he مواليد Russia هي روسيا. Her father was a rider at the tractor rider or a tractor driver اللي هو زي الجرار الزراعي بحكي عن tractor driver. Her mother worked in a factory. When she was 2 years old, her father died in a wartime in battle. She started school when she was 8. At 17, she started working in a factory. Valentina enjoyed learning, so she continued her education in her free time. So كانت تشتغل وتدرس together. There was a flying club in Yugoslavia. Valentina joined that, and she learned to skydive. So دخلت على الفلاينج كلاب نادي الطيران and تعلمت how they can skydive. Look at this picture skydive, okay? She made her first parachute jump on 21 of May 1959 when she was 20 years old. نطت من الباراشوت يا teacher when she was 20 years. She became a spinning engineer. What do you mean of spinning engineer? The person who has respond on the machine in the factory. Okay? Yes, at factory, but she parachuted from a plane many times. قفزت من الطيارة لعدة مرات. In 1961, the Russian space engineer had an idea. They wanted the Russian to be the first woman as the first woman cosmonaut. The woman could be not tall and not be too tall or too heavy. She had to be young enough and fit enough to fly in space. This was the description. So الناس الروسيين كان بدهم أول رائدة فضاء وحطوا لها description مواصفات معينة إنه يكون العمر يا teacher الage under 13 years old والوزن under 17 الهايت الطول under 1070 centimeter and important شيء مهم she must be able to parachute لازم تكون قابضة من الطيارة قبلها. Valentina fitted this description, so more than 50 young women did the test, but only a few women were good enough. أكثر من 50 حدا راح على هذا الامتحان ولكن Valentina and 4 another women joined the space program in February 1962 ولكن 4 نساء وفالنتينا يعني so 5 women انضموا للبرنامج. Valentina trained hard. In February, the space engineer showed her space flight. So we will be the first woman in space. إنه أنتم هتكونوا أول women in space. Told Valentina was delighted. كانت Valentina was delighted. Delighted the same with happiness road. Here we have the key date. الأشياء اللي هي عملتها خلينا نقرأهم مع بعض. نرتب لي إياهم زي كأنه زمن. So 1936, born near Yugoslavia, West Russia. In 1945, started school. 1954, started working in a factory and continued learning in her free time. 1959, first parachute jump كانت أول نطة إلها. 1962 joined the space program انضمت لبرنامج الفضاء. In 1963 become the first woman in space and married أندريان نيكولاي، كانت أول امرأة وتزوجت من رجل اسمه أندريان نيكولاي. And in 1964 صار عندها her daughter born and trained هي as a cosmonaut engineer وعلمتها إنها تكون cosmonaut engineer. From 1000 to 1969 to 1997. During this time شو صارت worked in a Russian Air Force، كانت تشتغل بالخطوط الروسية. And in 2007 told her dream اللي هي a flight to Mars، كان حلمها أنها تسافر على كوكب المريخ، مارس اللي هو المريخ. The second page teacher, let's continue. At last, day of flight arrived on 16 June 1963. Valentina took off a spacecraft. Spacecraft اللي هي مركبة فضائية. هاي المركبة اسمها Vostok 6. Vostok 6 اسم المركبة. So the flight lasted almost, what means of lasted here استمرت, okay, for almost 3 days. استمرت رحلتهم بالمركبة الفضائية ل3 أيام. During the flight, she spoke to the people on the ground. She called the sign was Chaika in English, that means sea eagle. كان عندهم sign زي إشارة أو keyword كلمة اسمها Chaika وبالإنجليش معناها seagull اللي هي النورس. This was a Russian. In November, she married another cosmonaut. Her husband was Andrei Nikolai. برضه زوجها كان cosmonaut. Their daughter Elena, اسم بنتها Elena, was born in 1964. Valentina trained as a cosmonaut engineer. علمتها أنها تكون مهندسة رائدة فضاء. She worked in a Russian Air Force until 1997. اشتغلت هاي المدة مع الطيران الروسي. Valentina Tereshkova became a hero of a Soviet Union. She received the United Nations Gold Medal of Peace. أخذت يا teacher ميدالية ذهبية. On her 17th birthday, told the newspaper reported, I still have one dream. حكت للنيوزبيبر إنه أنا عندي one dream. He fly to Mars, and it is dream of all cosmonauts. هي كانت حلم جميع رائدين الفضاء. Here your teacher and the first men in space exploration. أول ناس عملت exploration. And the Yuri Gagarin اللي هو Russian from Russia. The first man in space هو أول رجل فضائي. The first operator on the earth. The 12th of April 1961. And the Alexei Leonov هو برضه Russian. The first spacewalk أول حدا مشي بالفضاء. وعندي نايل أرمسترونغ اللي هو the first man on the moon، كان أول رجل على القمر. Now let's move to the questions here. We have 10 questions. Let's answer them together. When was Valentina Tereshkova born? She was born on 6 March 1937. Where did she work at 17? لما كان عمرها 17 she worked at a factory. Where did Valentina learn to skydive? When تعلمت skydive? In the flying club. Question number 4. What was the Russian space engineer's idea? They wanted a Russian woman to go to the space. How many women enjoyed the space program in February 1962? More than أكثر من 50 مرة حكينا, so more than 50 women. Number 6. How long did Valentina flight last? كانت مدتها for 3 days. Number 7. On her 17th birthday, what was her dreams? كان عمرها لما كان حلمها لما كان عمرها 70 سنة. اللي هي teacher her dream was a flight to Mars. Number 8. Who was the first man in space? حكينا Yuri Gagarin. اسمائهم صعبة. It's okay. 9. What did Alexei Leonov do first? The first spacewalk, كان أول حدا بيمشي على الفضاء. Number 10. Who was the first man on the moon? The first man on the moon was Neil Armstrong. Next question, question number 3. I don't need question number 2. We have some word. We are going to choose the best word to complete each sentence. We have lasted, استمر, program, برنامج, received, يستلم, education, تعليم, فتح, كان رشيق, أو exploration, اكتشاف. Let's start by number 1. Your education is very important, so you must work hard at school. تعليمك كتير مهم. Number 2, it's a question. Is space exploration excited or too dangerous? عم بسأل إنه الاكتشاف تبع السبيس الفضاء هو exciting or dangerous? Number 3, this year our sport program includes football training and swimming lessons. برنامج الرياضة كان يتضمن blah 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 اللي هي football training and swimming lesson. Alif can running 100 meters in a 15 seconds, so he is very fit. هي رشيقة. Last week, our school received an important visitor. استقبلت أو استلمت important visitor. And the last one, the children performed the ugly duckling lasting 1 hour. استمرت ugly duckling for 1 hour. So that's fine for today. If you have any questions, check with me on WhatsApp. Thank you for listening. يعطيكم العافية. Grade 4.